Hello everyone and welcome back to the 2021 Mania 4K World Cup. We're here with just a single match again on the Sunday. I'm Potassium F commentating here with Shoegazer. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Excited for this match, especially since we have a couple of teams that we've never really seen very often in this tournament, I think. Vietnam and Finland.
This definitely a surprising matchup, you would say, for the first round. Vietnam being a team last year that kind of shocked everyone, being an unseeded and performing really well. But even with that, this year, getting 5th seed is kind of ridiculous.
Like, Vietnam getting the seed that they did is completely unexpected. It comes down to the fact that they seem to have all very strong. None of the players are particularly strong, but combined they're really, really rock solid, I think. And I'd say Finland's pretty good themselves, I think. They seem pretty all-rounded overall.
Yeah, definitely. I know Lovely and on Finland, definitely an extremely strong player as well. But Vietnam definitely do have that well-rounded, well-balanced team where every single player was chipping in their own way during the qualifiers. And it's going to be interesting because when we have two extremely well-rounded teams like this, it's kind of hard to tell who's going to pick what, who's going to ban what. And of course, we have to give a bit of a shout out there to the names Lovely L versus Lovely N. The name matchup, just like yesterday's Crew K versus Crew K Fanboy. The stars just happened to align in the brackets here.
Alright. I have returned from some troubles. Anyway. So what did you say early on?
Just pointing out the names. The obvious Lovely L versus Lovely N.
Yes. If you combine them, they make LN. Very funny.
Of course. So we're gonna see both LN maps being played.
Doubt. Maybe.
Yeah, I forgot. LN's the new SV when it comes to bans so far.
Yeah, what did Australia ban actually against Canada?
I wasn't watching the start of the match, but given their scores, I would have assumed an SV, but then they also picked disconnected. I'm not sure.
Let me have a look.
Would have thought
you're definitely right that a lot of most of the bans so far have definitely been LNs more than anything else, which is pretty interesting. Not something that we usually see.
I feel like the general competency with SV picks has gone up a massive amount, and at the same time the SV is notably easier in this particular pool.
Over the past 2 years, I think SVs have been toned down a little bit, have been a little bit easier. Looks like the players are finally ready here. Right, for anyone keeping track, yes, this is probably the first time you're seeing Vietnam in a long time. Did Vietnam appear last year, actually? You're not too sure.
They did. They actually had they were unseeded and really close group.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they showed a lot of potential at the time, especially when they managed to beat, I think, a high-seeded team. I think it was Russia.
They beat Russia. They swept Russia, actually, 5-0 in the groups, which was completely unprecedented and just barely almost managed to make it out.
Yeah. I think they lost to Indonesia, which I think was why they didn't advance to bracket stages. But so now, with players like Azraeli, Lottery is a recurring player. Azraeli, I think Tridoan Gaming is also a pretty new player.
Tridoan showed up a lot during the qualifiers as well, getting a lot of the high scores for the team.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. It's so crazy to see how all-rounded they are.
It's
really goes.
It's so weird.
Really really send a message with the qualifier scores, I think. Anyway, it looks like rows have concluded, and Lottery won with an 81.
So Vietnam wins the roll.
Yep. So Finland bans first, and Vietnam picks first. What would Finland ban? Finland probably ban Toda Stream. It's very hard to get a read of like what Finland, because like Finland doesn't really have like any pronounced weaknesses or anything. It's really hard to like pick a particular ban that they will go for. But I think Toda Stream, based on the source I've seen, might be the ban.
Yeah, potentially.
What
It's
do you
hard to
think?
really ban against Vietnam as well.
Oh, Ruins.
So-
Okay.
Ruins. Oh, I was gonna say not SB, but that was the
I
one
don't
thing that I
blame
was
you.
confident on. But yeah, it appears like I'm completely wrong. Time for Vietnam now to ban, and it's kind of hard to. Well, I would have thought that Vietnam would have been the one to ban SV if anything.
Yeah, Vietnam's a very all-rounded team. But I think their worst skill relatively because of their third player is SV, but looks
They're
like
gonna ban
banning
Ehoy.
Ehoy, which is pretty fair.
Fair enough.
Lovely and not happy about that. Um,
Definitely one of the maps that Lovely End would absolutely crush for Team Finland. So.
yeah, their score on Ehoy is pretty disgusting. It was like 15-1 ratio or something. It's pretty good. I do say so myself. Anyway, Vietnam with their first pick, I'm guessing they're going to go for Rice because of Australia and all that. I'm assuming
Yeah.
that they're going to go for Iterated. That seems to be like the most popular Rice pick.
Yeah, Iterated does seem like the first pick that's happened quite a lot for the Rice teams.
Understandably, it's quite short. It's relatively easy to time compared to like the other maps. So that's what I'm expecting here. But you know, they might throw a complete curveball and go for Destroy. They went for the boring one.
Destroy does work though.
It does work.
Like the harder maps. You know, kind of flexing that later game skill that they would probably have over Finland.
So an interesting thing I noticed with Finland is that like some of the players in the Finnish team actually do struggle a fair bit with Iterated. I know Camel folk like struggles a little bit with Iterated. They can still have C, but I think you're going to expect like relatively high 200 count relative to like the other teammates, and also Vietnam, I think.
Yeah, it is definitely in the BPM range. That's a bit higher than a lot of teams would have expected coming into the tournament at this stage.
Yeah. I think the others should do fine. Fisu and Strachi should do fine. So it really comes down. So, but again, like I think even though as long as you FC, you should be fine. Like right now, like with maps this relatively easy, I think a single miss will determine who will win the map. Yeah,
definitely. But then, in the case where all players FC, we have Azrieli on the Vietnamese side and Tridoan getting some pretty amazing accuracies in the qualifiers.
Lottery himself is also pretty good. Like he's shown like especially last year how good he was at ag, especially L and stuff. But even at Rice stuff, he can hang pretty nicely, I think. So I think like Vietnam's again like just like their qualifiers completely rock solid. But
so again, now it is just the matter now of the consistency. Can they?
Yeah.
Manage to all have the team FCs during this map in particular and pull off the same kind of scores that they've been putting off in the last week.
Yeah, it's a bit hard to read. From what I've seen in the qualifiers, Vietnam did miss a few times, especially on the Rice qualifier for, I think Azrieli missed once on Phone Drone, which was the Rice qualifier just once, but he managed to recover pretty well. And if he FCs, you're probably going to expect him to have like the highest score in the room, I think. It's kind of a beast.
Yeah, Azrieli's a very well-known accuracy player from a long time ago.
Yeah, he was definitely he was not necessarily like the very best like halogen tier or anything, but he was there. And if you were against him in a tournament, you're probably gonna not gonna pick any Rice against him ever.
Definitely not.
All right, goodbye lottery. Hello, Sylvia. I think.
Sevelia?
Sevelia. Okay, Sevelia. Right there.
So another one, Vietnam just kind of switching out a bit of their players here.
And Sevelia is also a very good accuracy player. I think they participated in the Rise qualifier, which makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see how this goes. Like again, any miss will determine the fate of this map, and very curious to see how well they do. So good luck to both teams. Root for a favorite team. From the chat right here, I can tell that there's a little bit of a bias, but we'll see.
Just a little bit. It is a nice time in the evening right now for the Asian time zones.
Mm-hmm. Enjoy your dinner for you Vietnamese people out there. All right, let's see how well they're doing. Pretty close so far. Accuracy's actually Camel actually dropped to 200 already right off the bat. I think 99.6% accuracy. Not good, but again, there's a lot.
Everyone. Yeah, Treadon and Azrieli right now, holding on 99.95 each.
Really good so far. I'd say the first half of the map is probably the trickiest to act. So if you like, the first half would determine probably determine the general accuracy of the teams here. And right now, Vietnam has a very decisive lead.
Yeah,
Camel dropping.
That's a massive drop.
Dropping. Dropped again too. He really tanked there.
Really unfortunate. Below 99% now, and Fisu kind of struggling a little bit behind him just in the accuracy department compared to the Vietnamese side as well. So this is a pretty massive lead. Actually, Azrieli did drop a little bit of accuracy, but in the grand scheme of things, not really that important here. And Camel
dropping
the LMs.
Again. I don't think there's really much room to cover here unless like Vietnam experiences something catastrophic. Their accuracies are so rock solid, and the rest of the map is pretty tame comparison. And everyone's accuracy is ridiculously good in Vietnam's team.
More misses from Camo as well. There's not really any way I can imagine this going back. Even if all three players of Vietnam miss, the accuracy lead is just gigantic.
Yeah, Camel dropping like flies here, and we're approaching the very, very end of the map, and I don't see any trace of them dropping here. And with that, pretty decisive win. Fisu dropping
the very end. But it's not going to matter too much. Vietnam still ends up with the win and with pretty much identical ratios there.
89 and 90, pretty gross. Strategy of a very solid double S. 10-1 double S on V1. And Sivelia is doing pretty good too. Pretty solid 9-1 ratio there. So really nice scores from Vietnam. And strategy pretty good themselves. All right. With that, I wonder what Finland would pick actually. Again, while they do not have any like particularly strong weaknesses, I don't think they have any really good strengths either. I'm guessing they might just go for something left field like Disconnected Hyper.
Disconnected Hyper was what I would have guessed as well. They did have a slightly better Stage 1 qualifier than their other ones. And Vietnam slightly worse. But at the same time, Vietnam did have two of the highest Stage 1 scores.
Yeah. It's really hard to decide, but I do think that Finland should go for something more left field because I don't think they'll beat them in ag. They might go for something relatively easy from the right side, so probably not iterated, probably like Axle Grinder. 7.
Oh, they're going for 7? Okay.
Interesting.
So a bit more on the LN side of things.
Yeah, I'd say this is probably like the third most LN-oriented map in the pool.
After the two LN maps.
Yeah.
Of course.
We're probably going to see Lovely L and Lovely N, maybe.
Both of them coming in.
Are they coming in? That's really... Okay, nope. Lovely L is not coming. That is sad.
Oh, but we are going to see Lovely N.
Say hello to Lovely N. Lovely N is probably... What?
Was the N always lowercase? Is this a name change? Slightly?
I remember it being capitalized.
I thought it was capitalized as well. Either way, though.
Either way.
I guess this makes it Loveland now.
Okay, Loveland. I'm just gonna call them Loveland from now on. Loveland is known to be one of the best LN accuracy players in the game. Maybe not not as renowned as like Toe Daddy or that's a terrible name, and Chiwi. Absolutely crazy player. You probably see the best score on the hybrid with the others here. Lottery is pretty good at LN Act themselves. I'm not too sure about the other two. and especially the other two in the Finnish team, but I think they can hold their ground pretty well. I saw Visu getting a pretty good score on 7, and I think Strachi should be pretty good as well.
Yeah. If the two other players from Finland can keep up with the Vietnamese team, then Loveland's score will definitely put Finland at a bit of an advantage here.
For sure. Let's see. I'm not too sure how consistent the Vietnamese team is as well. I think they seem pretty consistent from the qualifiers. Oh no!
Yeah, I mean, getting such good qualifiers on every map does speak for something of their consistency, but it's always a different feel in an actual match.
Yeah, so many more nerves.
Yeah.
Yo, hello. Do not mention me, thank you, chat.
Okay, looks like we're just getting into the map now, and Finland's first pick, we'll see how this works out for them.
It should be pretty close, I think. I hope it's pretty close. Just no drops, hit all the notes.
Yep, combo game.
Yeah.
So far we have 2 players.
Duo, yeah. Right, looks like things are going to be perfectly balanced.
Looks like a pretty rough start from Lottery there just at the beginning.
Yeah, it's a single 200, but Strachi did get a 200 as well, so it's a bit even here. They're actually very close right now. Lovely end, hello.
Don't know how
tried to win.
Lasted for so long, 99.9 at the start there.
So I tried to win. Lovely are actually neck to neck. The scores are dead even right now. Visu, Lottery are about the same. Strachi and Sivelia is about the same. You're going to see a lot of back and forth here.
Yeah, we got 3 pairs of scores, basically dead even between all 3.
Oh my goodness.
So any kind of LN.
Looks like Strachi dropped a bit. Strachi dropped a little bit there. Strachi dropped again a little bit.
A few 200s there.
No big deal. The map gets a little bit harder towards the end, and we might see a couple of like huge 200 drops there. But this is really, really close.
It's really close right now. Trito and pretty much matching Lovely and Score, both of them matching each other. So it really is coming down.
Fisu actually dropping a little bit there, 99.6 versus 99.8 on Lottery's end. So there's about a 3 or 4 200 deficit there. Actually, Strachi dropped a lot more too.
Yeah, down to 99.4. So we're at the last kind of quarter of the map. It's a very short map overall. So there's going to have to be a pretty big accuracy drop from one of the Vietnamese side right now.
This is a pretty tricky bit, so you could expect a few 200 drops here for sure. Any drops here?
It's going to have to be pretty soon though, otherwise there won't be enough time for the Finland to come back, and it looks like Vietnam is just so consistent.
Oh my god, that's crazy rock solid, and I think Fisu actually dropped accuracy a little bit more there. Very convincing scores by Vietnam.
Lovely end. Just winning by the 1/300 in the match between Trito.
Yeah, those are crazy scores.
Ratios, yeah.
Like 10-1,
1 to
17-1. Yeah. All crazy scores from Vietnam. And again, Finland scores are pretty good. Like, honestly, any FC on this is really, really good.
Triple team FC.
Yeah.
Good showing from Finland, definitely.
Yeah, and of course, lovely. And I cannot pronounce it without the capitalization. Crazy score for sure. And well done to everybody.
Yeah, this does mean that Vietnam is 2-0 up now, though, with the chance of going 3-0 if they manage to win the next pick.
I wonder if they'll go for Axel Grinder or worse, I've never said next. Both are pretty different picks, but they're right.
That is true. Those have been the kind of standard picks after iterated for a lot of teams as well.
Yeah. Normally after iterated, to go right for Axel Grinder, but I don't think Axel Grinder is a great pick in comparison to. Oh, they're going for Axel Grinder. Okay.
Yeah, Axel Grinder is definitely going to be more comfortable for the other players of Finland. So we're probably not going to see the misses that we saw in iterated again.
I think I saw a Camel with like a 15-1 ratio, maybe 20-1 Axel Grinders. So
that is scary.
Yeah. So the weakest link becomes
Becomes
probably
the carry.
it becomes Vietnam's downfall potentially. Are they going for Axel Grinder?
There they are.
Okay.
That is Axel Grinder.
Okay. I will never stop mentioning how good of a song this is. Such a banger. But yes, I do think that is a good pick. You're probably going to see Lovely Ant switch out with Camel Portuguese here. Again, Camel's act is really good on this. I don't know if he can FC this consistently or not, but if they secure an FC, then you're going to see some pretty insane scores from the Finnish side, I think. These two and Stratchy are pretty comfortable with this for sure.
They just need to FC it once, so
yeah.
If they can get that team FC, then Vietnam will definitely be into their money here.
Yep.
Of course, we're getting Azrieli back in for the Rice maps.
Oh yeah, you're gonna see some crazy scores from Azrieli as well and Tridoan. I think Tridoan has been pretty nasty over the past 2 rounds, and I expect something very similar here. Would there be a 999? That's what I'm curious about. Probably not.
999. I think we did see one 999 in the previous match, didn't we?
Oh, I mean here in this match particularly.
Yeah.
There's definitely been a couple of 999s. I think Girls Frontline had a pretty nasty 999 on Axel Grinder.
Looks like there's a bit of problems from the Finnish side.
Yeah. Let's see.
Well, we'll just have to wait this one out.
Yep. You want to plug the banners or?
Yes. Make sure everyone, if you are a particular fan of one of these two teams or any other team in the tournament right now, go to the shop and you can buy a bit of a profile banner to support the country that you want to win or succeed in this tournament.
Winner of if you manage to support the winning team, you get to have your banner for a bit longer. It's $250 US, I think. I used to say it was $5, but I was very wrong. It's only $5 to support Singapore, so don't support Singapore.
You can say it's a 50% discount.
Negative 50%. Let's see. Looks like we're gonna have Fireable? Interesting.
Oh, fire! Okay, so we're not seeing Camo in for this one.
Looks like Camo might have mind blocked it or something. Either way, I'm pretty curious to see. We did see a couple of deceptively very close matches here on Axel Grinder. I think Italy versus Thailand was extremely close. Pretty much the match determined, the round determined, but in the last like 10 seconds of the map somehow. We might see the same thing here.
And it's such a long map as well. Lasting until the last 10 seconds is no joke.
Yeah. Like, this map just doesn't stop. Like, it's, again, look at the difficulty name. You just don't stop.
It keeps going faster.
Mm-hmm.
Not literally.
Yeah. It's actually more like, got the word, whatever. Anyway, alright, let's see how well they do here.
So just off the gate, it looks like Azrieli is pulling ahead in accuracy a little bit of a better start than the other players. So Vietnam is going to be a little bit in front. 200 from lottery though.
Ooh. It's really hard to actually tell because his accuracy is still like the same as like Fireable and Fisu at the moment. And
Stratchy's accuracy is climbing up quite well as well. Fisu's catching up as well with the Vietnamese team.
Yeah.
Fireable drops a little bit. Down to 99.7.
Second up like probably 200s. Oh, none 200 there. Not good. No damage on the Vietnamese side. Yeah, it's a huge game of catch up right now. Right now, and I don't really see Finland really like catching up based on sheer act alone. They have to rely on Vietnam dropping a few 200s, I think.
And since the start, Vietnam's accuracy has only been going up.
Yeah.
Azrieli and Trido are now both holding some incredible accuracies. Strachey not too far behind, but Fireball is really making up most of this difference in team accuracy.
And the second half is just more of the same, very tricky patterns to act, and you might see Fireball's act go down a bit more as the match goes by. So it comes down to Vietnam just the same cool combos, I think, and they've been pretty deadly consistent so far. I don't think they've dropped a single time.
Yeah, not so far this match, definitely.
Well, let's see how well they do here.
The accuracies are definitely close enough that one
Fireball drops! Oh no!
Not from the Finland side though.
No.
And that is going to give Vietnam a really big advantage coming into the last third of this map.
Yeah, definitely. Right, last stretch of jump stream here. It's like every player is doing mostly fine. Fireball with the unfortunate drop, but everyone seems to be mostly constant. I think Tridoan actually dropped, it may have dropped 200, probably not.
Dropped a very, very tiny bit of accuracy.
Yeah.
But overall, 99.92 is quite high.
Yeah, nothing to scoff at for sure. Strategy drop.
And that's going to be the second miss from Finland. Still a triple FC from Vietnam with pretty fantastic accuracy overall, and there's just not enough map left.
It's like 30-1 and 20-1. Let's see here.
That is some deadly consistency from Vietnam. Holy.
76. Yeah, that's crazy good. Lottery have a couple of 200s towards the very end of the map, I think, but still not enough for Finland to get a point there. Really good scores, actually. Strachey's ratio is pretty good. Visu's ratio is actually pretty solid themselves, I think. Like the 7-1 is nothing to scoff at.
Yeah, some good scores, definitely. Visu and Strachey's would have been somewhere close to 994 without that miss.
Yeah. But Vietnam just really showing like how strong they are this year, and they're no joke. They are absolutely no joke.
Yeah, it's a crazy performance they're putting up in their first match.
Yeah. Looks like Finland is next, and they'll probably go for another long no map, so maybe Toadstream.
Toadstream is really the last real long note map. Disconnected Hyper is also out.
That works too, yeah.
They are going to pick it.
I actually do wonder if who Vietnam's third player is, because usually their third player is Mashed Potato. Hopefully I didn't butcher that name, but I think it's Mashed Potato. And they're usually considered like the weakest link. They're not a bad player.
Well,
at
I mean,
all,
weakest in quotation marks there, because Azrieli and Lottery being pretty fantastic SP players.
Yeah. And Finland, they definitely practice this. Lovely and you should expect pretty good scores on. I think Strachey practiced quite a bit.
I think Lovely and Strachey, and I can't remember who the third player was in stage 1.
Well, you're gonna find out
pretty soon. Yeah.
Oh!
Camo. Right. Okay, Camo. Coming in again for the SV pick.
Oh, looks like they're probably having Tridoan as their player, I think, which is interesting. Normally we see Mashed Potato here, but looks like Tridoan is here, and I wonder how much that will change things.
Well, if anything, it is a good thing that they have more than 3 people who can play SV.
Yeah, that's for sure. I do wonder how much players gonna trip up the SVs though. Like they're easy to practice. Like I've seen people learn this in like 3 attempts, but like it's still easy to mess up.
You can still mess up in a lot of places, especially I always see people messing up that 1LN section.
Yeah.
And towards the second half, just in general.
Mm-hmm. There are some pretty weird pauses in Disconnected Hyper, which I think can definitely trip you up if you don't time yourself well. Not here, but later on.
So far, it looks like they're pretty even in terms of the accuracy just at the start. Azrieli is really trying their best to give Vietnam an advantage.
Yeah. It's like lottery dropped
99.93.
200.
Still really tight accuracies across the board. Strachey dropping in accuracy just a little bit, but
Yeah.
still extremely close, and we still have the hardest parts of the map
Yeah.
still to go.
Let's see how well Vietnam do. Root for your favorite team, everybody.
Camo dropping in accuracy a little bit as well. I think that would have been a 200.
Yeah, that's a 200 for sure.
Azrieli only going up, so here's the LNs.
I'm gonna expect Azrieli's accurate drop.
200 for Camo at the end there.
Ooh. No mess ups on the Vietnamese team so far. Oh.
And this accuracy lead is just very slowly growing in favor. Oh, trying to completely messing up. Completely messing up that stop section, and now Finland with a massive
Camo drop. Oh my god.
That was a big accuracy drop as well. Vietnam's just going to take back the lead completely.
Oh my god.
Oh, they had the advantage, Finland.
Yeah.
Just barely managing to let it slip away.
Yeah.
And the rest of the map is, I don't think there's any hard parts.
There's no, like, this part is trivia comparison to the rest for sure. That's just unfortunate.
Oh, and so close to Finland getting their first point, but unfortunately it's going to go to Vietnam once again. 4-0 up, and on their own pick.
Australia's score is pretty good.
998. Just the 35 there. This is just a regular ACK map.
Yeah, just like pretend the SVs aren't there. Lottery going for a Diamante Spectra Explosion. Probably the safest Rice map left in the pool, I think. So pretty good pick, but
yeah, we've seen them do really well just in general on pretty much everything so far this match. So can't really say there's many bad picks for Vietnam at this point.
Definitely not. Regardless, this is still relatively choke heavy. It looks like we're seeing Camel being switched out with Fireable here. I expect I expect 6 FCs across the board, but this is a map where like difficulty is concentrated in a few areas, and these spikes can trip people up. So, and they have tripped people up before, so we'll have to see for sure.
And Finland definitely have the ability to keep up enough so that the misses will be able to be capitalized on.
Right.
If there is one for the Vietnamese side.
Okay, get some water. Oh yeah, hydrate yourselves, everybody. Water is good for you, I think.
You think it's good?
Yeah, I think it's good. Let me just prove it to you by like drinking this bottle of water real quick. All right, there we go.
ASMR stream, nice. Yep, Lottery seems to agree in the chat there.
All right.
Staying hydrated is important.
Yeah, it's very, very important. You know, you cannot function without water, I think. I've never tried surviving without water, but I don't think it's a good idea. All right, yeah, ready up.
Probably not. Yeah. Well, we'll be getting in now. Match point for Vietnam. So Finland now having to win the next 5 maps in a row, including the tiebreaker, if they want to bring it back for the reverse sweep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good luck to both teams for sure. Finland hopefully mounting a comeback here. We'll see. But maybe water is poisonous after all. You'll mess up Lottery. Probably not, but.
But definitely give Finland your energy in the chat if you want them to be able to start this comeback off.
Yeah.
And we'll get into it.
All right, let's see. This is a pretty tricky map still, even if it's like relatively low risk. A lot of syncopated rhythms, a lot of stop and go. Not something that you expect from like Iterator or Axel Grinder. Some pretty curious to see how well Try to Win on Lottery will do. Azraeli will just do amazing, I'm sure, but I might jinx it.
We see a bit of a 100% from Lottery here at the intro.
Oh, VC drops! Oh no!
Oh, really early miss. It's before the 400 mark, so it's not going to be as much as an actual miss, but at the same time, you really need Vietnam to miss back.
Strategy dropping.
Finland.
Still before 400, so like if Vietnam misses twice, it should be fine. But
they really do need to miss twice.
Yeah.
At the same time, because Finland is not going to be able to come back on accuracy alone here.
Yeah. Pretty rock solid axe so far, 99.9 across the board here. But that gap is just getting larger and larger.
Yeah, and this accuracy advantage for Vietnam as well, we can see all three Vietnamese players holding off like really impressive 99.8 across the board for all of them. While Finland has a couple players struggling a little bit in the act department.
Yeah, none of the Finnish team comes remotely close to the Vietnamese team at the moment. There is a bit of a difficulty spike here, but I don't think it'll trip anyone up here.
We're already reaching the end of the map, really short map. So unless there's a miss in the next couple seconds, multiple times from Vietnam.
Nah, that's not gonna happen. I think this part is pretty... Yep. Vaccine of the map.
And it looks like that's going to be it with a really, really solid team performance.
What?
Whoa!
77, 89, 160. That's really, really good.
This is a scary team. This is
a
really
very scary team. Number 5 seed, by the way.
Number 5 seed for a reason. That was not a fluke they are showing us right now.
Yeah, crazy good team. And Finland, well done, honestly. Like I'm pretty impressed with like some of the performances, especially from like Lovely and Strachi and the like. Y'all did amazing, I think. And Vietnam, congratulations on winning your round of 32 match. I do not know who you'll be facing next week, but you will find out relatively soon, I think. And Finland is not eliminated yet. Let me just remind all of you, they're going to go to the losers bracket because this is a double elimination stage now. So, woohoo.
Yep, definitely. So Vietnam next week going to be versing Hong Kong in the bracket, I believe, while Finland will be versing the Russian Federation in the losers bracket. So a couple of exciting matches.
That's interesting.
That will be interesting.
Yeah. Definitely like to see like a more Rice versus Ellen hybrid dynamic there for sure. And Vietnam, did you say who they'll be facing?
Hong Kong. Ooh. In the winners bracket there.
Ooh, that's spicy.
That is spicy. Two previously unseeded teams who have gotten massive upgrades this year.
Yeah. Hong Kong is a team that I don't really know much about, but if their performance is indicative of anything against Russia, it's going to be pretty interesting for sure. But with that, we've come to the end of the block. The next match is in about 3.5 hours, I believe. So stay tuned for that. I don't know who will be commentating. It won't be me, thankfully. But yeah.
Yep. So we will be back for, I believe I'm not sure what the next match is. Will be China versus Venezuela, actually. Okay. A lot of interesting matches we've had this week, but stay tuned for that in about 3 hours, just over 3 hours, and we will see you then.
Drop it.